Hello, welcome to my channel, and it is the end of 2021, so I wanted to do a video reflecting on this year by answering some questions, and I found some online, and I'll leave the link to that in the description box. So let's just dive into the questions. All right. What is the most important lesson you learned this year? Most important lesson I learned this year is to treat myself more. So that's what I've been doing, just rewarding myself more often, taking better care of myself. What is the best thing that happened? The best thing that happened, I would say, is the amount of growth that has happened to me this year. What challenges did you overcome? A lot. Certain goals that I want to accomplish, as well as being overwhelmed with so much to do, but I still managed to get them done. What new skills did you learn? I learned video editing and some skills to help me with my mental health. What did you do for your career growth? Well, again, video editing and research to learn more about certain things that I need help with, becoming better in my career. What did you enjoy the most? Accomplishing those goals that I had set that at some point didn't feel like I would be able to accomplish them, but I did. What was your favorite moment? I feel like these two questions are kind of related, because one of my favorite moments was accomplishing those goals and just being relieved that I finally did that. Another favorite moment, I know they said just one, but another moment was my friend's wedding. How did you have fun? By hanging out a lot more and getting back into things that I enjoy. What new habits did you start? Daily affirmations, eating better, drinking more water. What are you the most proud of this year? Accomplishing those goals I mentioned earlier, as well as the level of growth that I gained this year. What did you learn about yourself? I learned that I have overcome a lot. Like, I knew I have, but this year alone, I have overcome a lot. And I need to also focus more on my mental health. How did you live by your core values? I don't know. I revisited them. I put them on my vision board, and I made sure to look at it to remind myself what they are and make sure that I don't lose sight of it. So just keeping that on my vision board, just looking at it, reminded me to continuously live by them. I don't even know if I answered the question properly. How did your relationships evolve? By having deeper conversations. What was the best decision you took? Following my gut, listening to my intuition. I feel like that sums it up. Just following my gut, listening to my intuition, not second guessing whatever my original idea was. And whenever I just listened to myself the first time around, the end result went well. How did you fail? when I didn't listen to my intuition, when I didn't follow my gut, ended up backfiring. So I learned not to do that. What got in the way of your success? Being so stressed and overwhelmed and anxious. But once I set aside time to reflect on it, process it, and let it go, I was able to succeed afterwards. What would you do differently if you could? I would have not put certain things on hold. Like certain things that I wanted, I wouldn't have put it on hold just to do something else. I would have made those goals a top priority, and I would have taken better care of my mental state sooner rather than later. How are you different than a year ago? There's so many ways to answer this because I'm not the same person I was last year, earlier this year, a few months ago, a few weeks ago, constantly evolving, always growing. But how am I different? One of the things would be complaining. Like, even years ago, I used to complain a lot, but it's like, sure, you can complain, but what are you doing about it, right? So if you're just complaining, it's all talk, you're not taking action to do anything, then it's never gonna go anywhere. So one of the things I did was I stopped complaining so much, and if I don't like something, I change what I can. If I don't feel comfortable, if I don't like something, I leave. If somebody does not respect me, my boundaries, I do not tolerate it, I leave. Okay? We don't tolerate BS over here. And also being more vocal and not suffering in silence. What did you do for your physical and mental health? Well, for physical health, I was exercising and stretching. I need to get back into exercise. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I need to get back into exercising. Mental health, going outside more, journaling more often, not putting whatever's on my mind to the side, actually setting aside time to process whatever I'm going through. What did you let go of? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is trauma and things that have triggered me don't affect me in a negative way anymore. What were the most useful resources you had? Articles, like reliable articles, and people who are knowledgeable on certain topics. What are you thankful for this year? Being surrounded by the right people. And I don't know, I feel like I mentioned this before, but I have no problem cutting people off. Snip, snip, snip. Okay, I have no problem cutting people off. For my own sanity and well-being. If you are toxic or whatever, get away from me. So I am thankful for surrounding myself with the right people. I'm thankful for the lessons I've learned and the things that made me a better and stronger person. What did you leave unfinished? there were some projects I was working on, but I had to put on hold for my mental well-being. So once I am good with that, I'll get back to those projects. But the goal was to finish them by the end of the year, but that didn't happen. And I don't feel bad about that because mental health is top priority, okay? What was the best compliment you received that people were proud of me for accomplishing a lot this year? If you were to talk about this year like a story, how would you write it? It would be at least an essay, okay? Because a lot went down, a lot occurred. I would try to make it as brief as possible, but it would be How do you describe this year in 3 to 5 keywords? Stressful, fast, overwhelming, crazy, and heavy. What energized you? What drained you? What energized me is getting back into things that I enjoy, lift my spirits or whatever. And then what drained me is just working too much, always working, not having time for myself. And also a part of healing is that could also be draining sometimes, mentally draining. But after you process it, you feel lighter than ever before. How kind were you to yourself? It was an on and off thing, but that was one of the things I had to learn was to be kinder to myself, because I'm usually very, based on what I've been through, I've been hard on myself, but that was one of the things I had to learn to let go of that and not, be so tough on myself, but to reward myself more often and remind myself to take it easy and, taking more breaks, doing more things that make me happy. What advice would you give your last year self? I would start off by saying, if you thought 2020 was rough, then buckle up because it's about to be an even rougher year. And then I would follow up with that by saying to prioritize your mental health, be kinder to yourself, and it's gonna be rough, but you're gonna get through it. There's gonna be good and bad. The good does outweigh the bad. However, the bad is going to be a lot. So get ready. So that was the last question for that. Then there's some more questions for setting up for the new year. And I'm gonna answer those, but not in this video. I'm gonna respond to them by writing them down somewhere. And then towards the end of next year, I will look back on them and maybe share those results with you guys on this channel. But that is it for this video. Hopefully I get this up before the new year. But thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in 2022. Okay? Happy and healthy New Year. Bye.